This is my full desk tour for 2026, and this time I've got some game-changing gear that has completely changed my workflow and allows me to use all my synths and keyboards for the first time. I've also changed my main keyboard, and I'm also going to show you all the gadgets on my desk. All right, let's get started with the computer first. I'm using an M1 MacBook laptop. This is a MacBook Pro. It's a 14-inch. It is fully spec'd, but you don't need that for music production. I just have it that way because I do all this video editing. And check this out. Through one cable, it's connected to the CalDigit TS4. This is a hub. It's like a USB hub, but there's also HDMI built in and SD card slots, regular USB, Thunderbolt, everything. So that's one Thunderbolt cable connected to the TS4. This thing is great. It solved so many problems because I can connect everything to it, and it's pretty much on all the time. And yeah, that thing just works. Right next to that, I've got an external drive. This is a U.2 drive, so because I needed a lot of space. But if you ever need external drives for like saving your instruments or VSTs, things like that, I always suggest the Samsung like T4, T5 drives. They're really small and they're super fast, great for like music production drives. All right, the computer monitor I use right now is the LG Flex because it has this really cool trick. It's a 4K monitor, and look, with the remote, I can change the curvature of the screen. It's flat right now. Click it again, watch this. It's curving. And I can curve it even more. Why do I actually need this? Well, this monitor is directly across from Windows, and that means it gets heavy reflections. When the monitor curves, I can eliminate some of those reflections. So it is really huge. I don't think you need something this big, and it's super heavy too. On top of the monitor, I have the BenQ desk lamp. Well, it's kind of like a monitor desk lamp, and you can see the light that it creates around the desk. This is really good for your eyes if you have eye strain or something like that. By the way, I'm going to put links to everything that I'm talking about below the video. All right, I've got a new computer keyboard. This is the Newfi Air 75. It's a great little keyboard. It's mechanical. I didn't want that to happen. It's a mechanical keyboard, and I love the touch of this one. I've gone through so many computer keyboards, even the Digma Defy. If you've ever seen that one, it's the one that's split and it has its keys in a column. I just could not get used to those keyboards. I love this one. We'll see how long it stays. I use the Logitech MX Master 3S mouse. This is such a great mouse. I love Logitech mice, best ever out there. And next to that, I have the Apple trackpad. I use this one mostly for video editing because it's so nice to, do the gestures on these. All right, are you ready for the game changer now? Take a look at this. This is the Stream Deck. So the Stream Deck is connected to the Flock patch. Now, let me present the problem I had first. I have a lot of gear and some outboard gear, and remembering how things are connected and what was connected has always been like impossible to keep track of. And so now I've got, check this out, the brand new Flock patch and the Flock CX, and my problems have been solved forever. These rack devices connect to all your gear, keyboards, effects, compressors, EQs, whatever you throw at it, and they let you control it all and route it all through a super simple interface on your computer. Check this out. So this is the patch app that controls both of those devices. So now if I want to play my Rhodes keyboard, click that, Rhodes is connected. If I want to play the Prophet 6, the Prophet 6 is now routed automatically just with a click of a mouse. It is controlling all the routing. Or if I want to connect a condenser mic and then route that through my BAE 1073, the SSL 4000, the CL1B, and then into my interface. This is all routed from this app. This is a game changer, a total mic drop. Now, it gets even better with the Stream Deck. Flock made the patch compatible with Stream Deck. So now if I want to play the Rhodes, I just press the Rhodes button and look up on the monitor here. I'm going to press the Polybrute. There's the Polybrute. How about the Mellotron, the Access Virus? I can even select a condenser mic, dynamic mic, or my complete vocal chain. Press that and check out what comes up on the patch app. My full chain that activates the condenser mic and all this outboard gear. These two things are controlling everything now. I can route the preamp to this EQ, I can route the preamp to this compressor and then to here and anywhere I want it to go. And check it out, I can even connect synths on this side of my desk through pedal effects on this side of the desk, and everything gets routed just through the Flock hardware through this little app. This has been one of the best investments. Now, the patch I have is the patch that has 64 ins and outs. They also have a patch LT, which is a little bit more affordable, and I have the CX. Now, what the CX allows me to do, it's the other piece of gear up here that you see all these cables connected to. These ones have the connections in the back. The CX has the front ones. What this allows me to do is even connect microphones, and it will supply phantom power to it. They've covered everything. This has been such a game changer, and for the first time, I'm able to use all the gear in my studio so easily. So you saw me control the Flock with the Stream Deck here, but I'm also using the Stream Deck just for audio on my computer. So whatever I'm doing here, I can always just control the Ableton volume, or I can control music if I'm listening to it, or I can control the browser volume. So I've got this to control all the audio coming out of the computer. It's so useful to have it right here next to my mouse. You can do so much with these Stream Decks. What I have here too is a shortcut to Ableton tools, so I can do a lot with Ableton with the Stream Deck as well. It does a lot. You can customize this thing to whatever your workflow is. Oh, I can even control the lights. Check this out. How about we do purple today? Hey, or how about blue? Stream Deck Plus, that's a model I have. All right, let's go through all the gear on my desk, including the little gadgets and everything, and especially these keyboards. But just a reminder that all the gear you see today, you can get that stuff on Guitar Center. Even the Flock gear that I showed you before, everything's on Guitar Center. If you're looking for gear for your studio, make sure you check out my link. If you need studio monitors, keyboards, mics, headphones, anything, Guitar Center has you covered. Check out their deals page too for the latest deals and discounts. And hey, if you need some gear in a rush, you'll find it at your local Guitar Center store. NAMM is coming soon, and Guitar Center is gonna be the easiest place to find all the new stuff that they release at NAMM. And if you're gonna be at NAMM, look out for me or Dorothy on the NAMM floor, because we're gonna have something special from Guitar Center that you guys are gonna want. All right, let's go through all the gear. Oh, by the way, this desk is from Monkwood Studio. Monkwood makes desks for famous artists. This is a solid wood desk with 2 drawers. I'll show you everything in the drawers too. Amazing desk, and there's a sit stand option too. Check it out. Okay, let's go left to right. On the left here, you see the headphones that I've been using lately. These are the AI wireless TMA2 headphones. And these are great for moving around the studio. No matter where I am, I can have these and there's no cable running everywhere. Great headphones and super low latency. These are the only wireless headphones with really usable latency. All right, next up you have the Daydreamer Synth 1. This is a synth that I discovered at the Synth and Pedal Expo in Brooklyn, New York. And this was something that this guy is building at home, and it's fully open source. So you can go to the website and you can see instructions to build your own synth. It's a really cool little device. It's got its little quirks and stuff, but I think that's the charm of this. This actually made it to my list of the best gear of 2025. Let's go through this rack. Up at the top here, I've got 2 Universal Audio Apollo interfaces. The one on top is the older one, and the second one is the brand new version. I've been using Apollo interfaces for a long time. 8 inputs each, so I can input a lot of different stuff. Now below that is the new SSL Revival 4000. This is a channel processor, and you can use this for vocals, guitars, whatever you want. So what is a channel processor? Well, you input an instrument and it applies different things. So you start here, it's got a preamp in it. If you want compression, you can add compression. If you want to add EQ, it's got EQ here. And these are those EQs that are legendary on those old SSL consoles from the 80s. It has that sound. I was hoping they would release something from the 4000 series, and they did just last year. Amazing piece of gear. Oh, right in front of that, I've got the Akai MPK Mini Mark IV. I've been super critical of Akai with their keyboards in the past, but they fixed everything. They introduced all the new features on this new keyboard, and they have really good drum pads. So I have this here if I need to use drum pads. All right, to the left of all that stuff, I've got the Lewitt Ray microphone on this microphone arm. I change these microphones every now and then. I just have them here if I want to record a quick vocal while I'm composing something. This mic can tell the distance that you're singing from, and it adjusts itself depending on your distance. So even if you get up close, you're not going to clip your mic recording. It's pretty cool. This mic arm is really cool. It's by Elgato. It's the Wave mic arm. And it's nice because it's got a really low profile. Check this out. So I can be at my desk here, and it doesn't have that big thing that other arms have. And of course, this connects directly to the Flock system. Oh, I've got to show you the brand new keyboard. So I've been using the Native Instruments S88 for a long time, and I just replaced it with the Studio Logic SL88 GT. I've changed it for one reason, and that is that this is the only MIDI controller keyboard right now with the Fatar TP400 wood keys. You can actually see the wood. Do you see the wood in the keys right there?
Ooh, that's so cool.
This is the only MIDI controller that actually uses wood keys, which is so close to the feel of a real acoustic piano. So as I'm playing this, this feels super close to playing a real piano. I really got this keyboard for the feel of the keys, and that's about it. It doesn't have a lot of controls here for softer instruments and stuff like that, so yeah, I'm sacrificing a lot just for the feel of the keys, but so far, I really like it. The Monkwood desk above the main keyboard desk has another hidden drawer. In this drawer, I have the Novation Launchpad X, and to the right of that, I've got the old Seaboard block. Expressive playing. This is great. All right, back on top of the desk, this is actually my main audio interface. It's the Neumann MT48. Great audio interface, excellent converters in here, which means the sound quality is amazing. And it's small, but it runs extremely, extremely hot. It's got 4 inputs, and it's got the ADAT, so I can connect it to my universal audio interfaces as well, so they all work together. Oh, in front of that, so this is the coaster for my Ember mug for my coffee. Check it out. This actually keeps my coffee warm. Yeah, I have to have coffee every morning. This is probably one of my newest pieces of gear. It's the Roland J-6, and I use it for something very specific. You gotta hear it. One sec. By the way, this connects to the Flock patch as well. It took me like 30 seconds to do it. All right, so this generates chord patterns and chord progressions, which is so cool. If you're ever stuck and you need some inspiration, you can choose different settings in here and it'll generate chord progressions. Cool little device just for some inspiration when you need it. All right, up next is another piece of gear that I named the best new piece of gear for 2025. This is the Roto-Control by Melbourne Instruments, and it gives you full hands-on control of your virtual instruments. It'll even give you control of your mixer, but I love it for the virtual instrument control. All right, so right now I've got the Jupiter 8 software synth here, and it's got controls for everything. So I can adjust cutoff, resonance, all that stuff. But check this out, this is the coolest part. As I'm changing the presets, everything that's mapped to this controller snaps to position. Do you see those knobs moving? So as I'm changing presets, the motorized knobs move to the positions automatically. Super cool, super unique. You don't have this on any other MIDI controller out there. I love this device, and it has stayed on my desk since it came out. Roto-Control, Melbourne Instruments. All right, we saw the Stream Deck, we saw the TS4 and all this stuff here. Recently, I've kept the new Moog Messenger synth on my desk. We choose Messenger, and boom. That's a classic Moog sound right there. This is the Messenger. It's monophonic, but wow, if you really need a synth with a classic Moog sound that isn't gonna break the bank, this is a really cool instrument. Below that, I've got the TubeTech CL1B compressor. I've had this here for a long time. It's just one of those really transparent compressors that just does wonders on things like vocals. I've started adding more synths near my desk because I can finally connect them all and easily select which one I want to play. Up here, I've got the sequential Prophet 6, probably the oldest synth that I own. Underneath that, one of my favorites, the Nina by Melbourne Instruments. This also has the motorized knobs. Choose a preset, knobs go directly into position. Look at that. Choose the Nina, I can play it. Oh, let's choose a different preset. What is that? Wow, why is it choosing the weirdest presets? Come on, give me something good. Now, if I want to play the Prophet, and of course, both of these are being controlled by one of my other favorite synths, the Osmose by Expressive E. Yeah, I'm using this as a controller because it sends MPE and all that great information. All right, I've got brand new speakers here. If you watched my high-end speaker comparison video, you already know about these. Yes, these are the winners of my comparison of the best speakers, best studio monitors on the planet. These are the ATC SDM25As. They sound amazing. I love them so much. They sound great in my space. And you'll notice in that video, I also talked about different speakers and how they sound in different spaces. These really worked well for me. I also got the sub to go along with them down there. They're also just such a joy to listen to music on. And that's probably my favorite thing to do with these. And the ATC studio monitors are sitting on Sound Anchor speaker stands, which are heavy duty, super heavy, but great speaker stands. Now, we saw a little peek into the Flock system here, and let me just go through the gear on that in this rack just real quick. All right, so up top we have the Flock CX. Below that, it's the Flock Patch. Both of these connect to each other. Then I've got a preamp. This is the BAE 1073 for that old school Neve 1073 sound. Below that, I have the Arturia 8 Pre audio interface. If I need more inputs, I can use that. This is a Furman power conditioner. Below that, I have the Avalon 737. This is another channel strip. It does everything. It's got a preamp, it's got a compressor, got EQ in there. It's used a lot for R&B and hip hop vocals, actually. And underneath that, I've got the Universal Audio 1176. No plugin comes close to the sound of the real thing, and I was quite surprised of how different this sounds compared to the plugin versions. Up here on top of the rack gear, I've got the Machine Mark III. This is a special edition version of the Machine. And above that, I've got my pedal board. You see a bunch of Universal Audio pedals here. I love the Strymon Night Sky. And I've got the Generation Loss by Chase Bliss, and this pedal here, the Eventide H9, that just does everything. That's it for the tour. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. See you later.